Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons.
Hey there, Mech Warriors and other special effects aficionados. A couple days ago, I put out a zoom blur, and what I did is I've gone ahead and upgraded it, and you're seeing some of that right here in front of you, where it's now animated, has glitch effects. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to turn off everything else. I have my shake on. I have a glow on. Glow off. Look at that. I also have a vignette that I created today. The vignette, you know, makes it more opaque in the center and less opaque as it goes out, so it's more transparent as it goes out. I'm turning that off for a second just so we can look at the zoom blur again. So right now we've got a zoom blur running at 35% speed. If you want it to not be animated, just put speed to 0. Okay. We've got 15 samples and 18 magnitude. If we want to put that magnitude up to 45, our 15 samples would have a lot more space between them, so we'd get something like this. When you turn on the animation, though, it affects the magnitude a little bit, right? Because we're adjusting the magnitude of different things. So it needs less magnitude when it's animated. So I'm going to set it from 45 to 25. So that's just a little bit. I'm going to turn on a little speed animation. I'm going to put it to 100% so we can look at it pretty quickly. This is without easing on, so it's just going through a sine wave. Blows up in our face, comes back down. Straightforward. This is at 15 samples. If I boosted the samples up to 32, 32 might be a common number people would use. 32, it looks, there's a lot more detail in it. But yeah, I don't think you really need quite that much detail. The lower samples you use, the better it's going to perform. So I'm going to set it back down to 20 samples. And my magnitude is at 25. I'm going to set that back down to 20. The magnitude doesn't really affect the performance of it very much because it's just a multiplication. It's very minor, whereas the samples are actually sampling the image again. So more samples is slower. I'm going to put samples down to 18. Don't need all those samples. So here we are at 100%. I'm going to turn on easing, which easing makes it flow in, wait, then flow out, then wait, then flow in. So it's kind of on an S curve. Now it's ease, so it'll hold there for a second. Then it'll pop out faster. Boom! Now hold there for a second, and then it'll pop back faster. If I turn the speed from 100% down to 50%, it's going to wait more before it comes back and forth. And it technically will go, the zoom will be slower also, but the zoom is fast enough in an ease that it's hard to tell the difference. So this is going to show a lot more of that, a lot more of that. Notice how 3D it looks because the zoom is zooming out past you and then back. Pretty interesting. Okay, so there's also glitch. Turn on glitch, and glitch is affected by the timing. So you'll see that with ease on, it's glitching, but until it gets to that next effect where we are all the way zoomed in or whatever, or zoomed out, the glitching kind of goes with the flow there. So there's some variation, obviously, but like when it's fully when the glitch is on and it's fully zoomed, you're going to be able to tell, and maybe it's even more apparent when you're just easing. But so the glitch has some effect on that, but I would probably put the speed down to like 1% and let the glitch do everything. If you put the speed at 0%, the glitch is still going to work. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the glitch here. This is what it looks like without the glitch at 0%, 18 and 20. And turn this back up to 40, the magnitude to 40. Maybe that's too much. 35. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the vignette. The vignette, if I turn off the blur zoom for a moment, turn on the vignette now has an internal radius. That's the part that's going to be clear at 0.5. Outer radius on this one is 1.2. One is 100% of the screen. 1.2 gives you a little bit more of a smooth transition. So you can see like my little dragon's head is kind of hard to see there. My opacity is at 25%, so it's not really totally making it fade out. If I turn opacity up to like 1, now that opacity is more focused in the center, and you can't see the head and the tail of my dragon here. So I'm going to put it down to like 0.5. And, you know, this is a nice effect on its own. If I made the inner radius 0, the vignette goes across the whole image. If I made the image, I'm going to put it back to 0.5. If I made the outer radius 1, more of the image would be taken up, would not be visible because the opacity would be applied over a shorter range. So I'm going to put it back to 1.2 so we can see just a little bit more. But I want to show you what it looks like with zoom blur. Okay, so now I have zoom blur on with the vignette. The vignette is happening after the zoom blur, so things further from the center are getting opaced out, like opacityed out. So that's an interesting effect. If we change the vignette to be in front of the zoom blur, now the zoom blur only sees that part of the image that it doesn't see as much image. So zoom blur here, if I turn off the vignette, we get more. With the vignette on, it's less. But if we put the vignette after the zoom blur, and we do the same thing, we can see a much bigger difference. Like here's without the vignette, because it's not being applied to that image, and this image with zoom blur definitely goes out to the edges of the screen. So vignette makes a big difference on zoom blur, right? So that's really what I wanted to tell you. The vignette makes a big difference on zoom blur. Without, with. If I wanted to make the vignette like less impactful, I could turn the opacity down to like 2.25 instead of 0.5. You get something similar to when it's off, right? It's more similar. If I turn the opacity up to 1, look at that. Hey, Callie, how you doing? So I'm going to put it back down to 0.5. And really, that's what I wanted. Thanks for coming by, Drago and Sublime. I'm really just showing this effect real quick. Turn off the zoom blur. I really like the zoom blur. I'm with the vignette off. I'm going to put some animation on the zoom blur with the vignette on. I'm going to put it to 100% just so we can see it real quick. Look at this. It looks like we're going into the center of a galaxy or something. And that was my overlay. Time to do it. Boom. Looks like an eyeball. It sees us. Without the vignette, it's more of like a Star Trek when they're going to warp speed. Woo. Look at that. Pretty wild stuff, huh? Yeah, that's pretty cool.